Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 36 of Journey Across the Void. In between episodes, I didn't really do anything. I sat here AFK for a little bit before I went to bed, shut down the computer, all that stuff. When I logged back in, I noticed that I'm still gaining quite a bit of these compressed cow name tags. I want to take care of that first thing. I also removed a speed upgrade 2 from here because more cows were spawning than the mob slaughter factory could take care of, and I have a pretty good clip going, no overspawning of the cows, so I'm very happy about that. I have a lot of meat. I came out wrong. So yeah, like I said, the first thing I want to do in this episode is take care of these name tags, because when I'm not in this area, I just don't want them lying around. So I believe I have a trash can made as well. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down an absorption hopper right below this super sound muffler. Oh, come on. There we go. Hopefully this works. Going down, put items down. I'm fairly certain that this is going to work. I just have to wait for a name tag to spawn, a compressed cow to spawn. There's one. Alright, here's a compressed cow. The name tag did indeed get taken by the absorption hopper. Let's make sure that it actually went into the... Yep, it did. Awesome, so that problem is solved. And also, the next thing I want to do is grab some books. And I want to get a holding enchantment out here. David Kant recommended in the comments of the last video to try and put holding onto my meat feeder. And if that is possible, I want to know about it, because that would be fantastic. It is not possible. Dang it. It was a good idea, but I can still put holding on my flux capacitors. Here we go. So the flux capacitor went from 25 million RF to 75 million with holding 4 on it, and I need some... There we go. That is excellent. I have quite a bit of... now that it's flashing, though, it's hard to tell that it's off, but I have quite a bit of capacity on my flux capacitors now, and let's just apply it to the other one as well. This episode is going to be another grab bag episode. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I went into it with no plan whatsoever, and it worked for me so well last time that I am going to do it again. So, yeah, let me figure out something that we need to do, and I'll be back with you shortly. I've decided what I'm going to do for this episode is I'm going to automate the creation of growth crystals, particularly the growth crystal tier 3. This is going to require a couple of different things. So the original growth crystal requires potions of swiftness, speed 1. The growth crystal tier 3 requires speed 2. So I'm going to have to set up 2 different sugarcane farms, and they're not going to be anything out of the ordinary. They're just going to be standard farms. I'm not going to take advantage of being able to build to world height with sugarcane, but those 2 separate farms are going to be making me potions of swiftness using alchemical imbuers. I got some constant tan being made right now. I'm going to need the constant tan because for some odd reason constant tan gears are required for the alchemical imbuers. This is the 7th floor of the Triskelion, and this is where I'm going to be growing my growth crystals. I've already set up sugarcane for the potions, netherwort, and over here where glowstone seeds are going to go. Because I only need glowstone seeds to make the jump boost 2 potions for the growth crystal tier 3, I don't know what's going to go over on this plot. I just wanted the symmetry, because having 3 over here but 2 over here it didn't look good, and I still have the outside to think about, so I wanted it to look good. I'm still trying to figure out a crop I want to place here, something potion related, but out of the 3 floors on floor 7, this bottom one is going to be for the jump boost potions. So netherwort is a little weird, because of course I need a low light level in order to grow them. I'm going to handle the low light level by making dark glass. Dark glass is made very, very easily. You just have to take some glass and 2 pieces of black dye and go to an alloy smelter And here we go. You can make the dark clear glass. This will block the light, but still allow it to look good from the outside. Otherwise, what I'd have to do is just build up this box around here. The light level doesn't need to be 0. I think it can be like below 6. But I still want this to look good, which is why I'm going to have one layer of glass around the nether wart, surrounded by the 1284 on the top floor. And I'm going to see how that looks on the outside. I don't think it's going to look that bad. And on the inside, it is definitely going to look good. So I'm going to go craft that up real quick before making our potion brewers. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm actually very happy with how this turned out. What I've done is I've eliminated on the sides where the glowstone was going to go, and I have abandoned symmetry. So over here is where the Jump Boost 2 is going to be created, and then the Jump Boost 1 will be created right here on this side, and they'll both be combined and crafted right in this small square. Over here is where I have power going in. It's 2 upgradable soul generators. I took 2 from down in the Galacticraft area and just moved them up here and made some capacitor banks. That power is being fed all the way to these plant gatherers, and then it will export all of the items that it's collecting and move them into the crafters that will be right here, and the potion brewers. I did run into a problem as far as growing the crops. So when I made this tiny little room, what I was planning on doing was putting lights up here at the top and using those dynamic lights. Unfortunately, that doesn't really work. So right now this plant can't grow here because there's not enough light being displayed. If I try to put the dynamic lights here, then the crop sticks require 2 blocks above it, and since the dynamic light was blocking right here, nothing would grow on any of the corner pieces. I need to find another different light source. My solution to that is just to use the growth crystals tier 3. The growth crystals tier 3 put out light as well as providing the water, everything that a plant needs in order to grow. So we're going to leave this area open. Once I have a growth crystal tier 3, it'll go right here and right here. Same with everything else, with the exception of the nether wart. The nether wart is still growing just fine because it is in a low light level area. So this is working just fine. I'm going to set up the crafter over here. And I already have the crafters, the black hole units to hold all of the items, which are going to be the nether wart, the sugar, the glowstone, and the glass bottles. I have made a potion brewer from Industrial Foregoing and the alchemical imbuer from Thermal. I want to see which one is better. Just a precursory look shows that the potion brewers are better, because looking inside I can put in whatever I want. So I can make the awkward potion this way, and then in this slot I can put in the sugar to make the speed potion, and then here I can put the glowstone to make it a speed potion too. So everything can go in this slot. The glass bottles here, the water, and yeah, it just seems like an overall better setup. I can handle it all in one block rather than the alchemical imbuer, where I provide one item at a time, and it just makes the fluid for the potion. You know, this really ain't that bad looking. So my crafter tier 2 over here is grabbing glowstone essence, and I'm running into a problem when it comes to extracting stuff from my plant gatherer, because you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff here. I don't think any of my other systems have had such a problem getting items through the item duct to its location, or like overflowing the item duct with all of this stuff, because I have quite a few of them running. But yeah, it's really weird that I have all of this glowstone essence. It picks and chooses whenever it wants to move its way down to the crafter. But this is where I am making my glass, this is where I'm making glowstone essence, and this is where, or glowstone, and it's where I'm making my sugarcane. From there, it is pushing all the way to these different potion brewers. So the potion brewers from Industrial Foregoing are a little weird. You see that I have sugar, glowstone, sugar, glowstone here. If I had sugar, sugar, glowstone, glowstone, it would kind of freak out. So once I have the bottles here with the awkward potion, it would try to apply a sugar to it, and then since there was a sugar in a second slot, and you can see this arrow move down the line, the arrow is going to move down the line, and so if it saw another sugar, it would think that there was nothing else that it could add to the potion, and it would try to extract them into their quantum storage units. So making sure that the order of ingredients you want go in here is absolutely key to making these work. I also removed Optifine from the pack because I was sick of not being able to see inside quantum storage units. I have almost 300 speed 2 potions and 343 or 345 speed 1 potions. Of course, because there's one less step for the speed 1 potion, it's going to be going faster, and I'm going to have more potions of that in the long run, and I may as well just add a speed upgrade. Oh, booyah. I'm just going to add a speed 1 upgrade to this to see whether or not it helps. And the speed change is negligible. Let's add that speed 2. No, I think that'll even out eventually. That's a pretty decent speed. I'm not worried about power here because I do have those soul generators running. Oh wow, that's a little faster than I thought. Yeah, I'm not really worried. And I'm still on the first egg, even though I've spent quite a bit of time trying to set this up. But yeah, this is how I'm going to be making my potions for the growth crystals. In order to make the rest of the growth crystals, I still have a little bit of a problem, and that is I cannot manufacture sea lanterns right now. I can pull from my ME system the prismarine crystals and the prismarine shards, but in order to manufacture them, I need to either pump in overworldian matter to make the prismarine shards, and then break prismarine shards down to the prismarine crystals, or I could make a guardian seeds, but guardian seeds require a spawn guardian egg, and I still have no idea where to find guardians in this pack. Apotheosis is in the pack, so getting the guardian egg isn't going to be that hard. I just need to find guardians. So yeah, Apotheosis adds capturing to the pack, and if capturing is on my weapon, then that means that whenever I kill it, I have a chance to grab its spawn egg instead. So yeah, it's very easy to get guardians. I just need to find them. So I am going to switch gears real quick and give you a quick status update. I did not release an episode on Friday. I had a death in the family. So I just decided to stop recording that episode, take some me time. I still played around on the pack. I can't go up to main. So there's no sense not being productive because of it. I can't. My family's doing okay, considering the circumstances. So, yeah, I was working in the pack. I just didn't feel like recording or raising the timbre of my voice to support recording. But it's Sunday night now, and I do want to get an episode out for Monday. So I'm going to go over that. I researched all of the planets. Every single one of the planets was researched. If you look at the map, you see that, yeah, every single one of them are researched, including the ones in other galaxies. So, yeah, there's that. I also learned something in the Milky Way. When I went to Venus, inside the dungeon in Venus is where I got my shield controller, which means all environmental hazards associated with Galacticraft, I am now immune to. So that's good. I also learned that my rockets, for some odd reason, I don't think I've ever experienced this in Galacticraft before, but upon re-entry, I was going to random locations. I was going to this location. There's one way up here. I spawned in this location when I was coming back. I lost my Tier 1 rocket and Tier 2 rocket this way. So that is unfortunate, and I decided to just use a home command from now on whenever I want to come back from Galacticraft planets. So yeah, I'm just going to be using the home command. I don't want to lose any more rockets because it was very expensive. I also completely redid how my plates happen. So my plates down here, let's move on down. It's completely reconfigured. I also moved my ME system more towards the center of this location, and it is working fantastically. So over here are where my plates are being handled. I only have the Tier 1 plate all the way to Tier 10 plate being handled by an individual electric compressor. The only problem I've had so far is with the Tier 8. The Tier 8 takes 3 zinc ingots, 2 compressed zinc, and 1 heavy-duty plate Tier 7. For some odd reason, when it was coming in from the hopper, it couldn't decide whether or not it wanted to put in 4 zinc ingots and 3 compressed iron, and it was messing the recipe all up. I had to manually sit here and make sure that the stuff was being configured properly. All of the tier 7 plates were going in just fine. Those weren't trying to double up. It was only the compressed zinc and the zinc ingots that were having the problem. And over here are where all of the compressed stuff is being handled. So in the ME interface, the very first encoded in pattern is going to be the Galacticraft compressed material. And then the second one is a material from Extra Planets. So just to go over Galacticraft and Extra Planets. So yeah, the compressed mercury followed by the compressed carbon is right here, and so on and so forth. The second one is always going to be, for lack of a better term, it's the first one is vanilla, the second one is modded. And I just have it going all the way down, so there are very little conflicts now when it comes to making the compressed stuff. I have had no problems with this setup whatsoever. I also upgraded my auto crafting, so I now have 4 16K crafting storage and 4 crafting coprocessors. So my crafting goes a lot quicker now with the addition of more crafting coprocessors. If there are multiple steps, like with creating a tier 10 heavy duty plate, then the crafting coprocessors can handle multiple steps now in the creation of those. So I am very happy with how this is. I am ready to close out this episode, however. I know I didn't make the growth crystals like I wanted to, but having the speed 1 and the speed 2 potions is a big load off of my shoulders when it comes to making the growth crystals in the future. Now it's just a matter of finding out where I can get prismarine or where I can find guardians so I can make a mystical agriculture prismarine seed or guardian seed. Yeah, I am Kelly Engineering. I hope that you did enjoy this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.